guys, and welcome back to my channel, You, Me, and Faith to Conceive. My name is Jasmine Lovett, and today I'm sharing with you guys my labor and delivery story, plus the first week of being a mom of 3 babies under 3. I think the last video I showed you guys, I was 26 weeks pregnant with baby boy. He is exactly, he will be, dang, tomorrow he'll be 2 weeks old. It went by really fast. He was born a day after his due date. I had to be induced, so I made it to 40 weeks and 2 days pregnant. When I tell y'all I was tired, I was tired. This whole pregnancy was another level of tired. This was only one baby. My last pregnancy 2 years ago, I had twin girls through IVF, and that pregnancy was easy. Probably because I didn't have any other kids to chase around, and it was planned, and I just sat around and got big and ate and was just happy to be pregnant after 6 years of trying. This pregnancy was a surprise. We had just decided, like, we're not going to do IVF again. If it happened, it had to be like completely out of our control. And while we were having this discussion, we did not know that we were pregnant with baby number 3. When we found out, it was a big surprise. Go back and watch my other video about how we found out, how I felt about it, and then come back and watch this one. But yeah, his name is Kai D. Lovett. He was 8 pounds and 1 ounce and 20 inches long. He was born at 7:15 at night via Vbac. Let me tell you what a Vbac is. So a Vbac is a vaginal birth after a cesarean C-section. The whole time when I found out I was pregnant, I told my doctor, like, I wanted to try for Vbac because C-section was really hard recovering from. It took me a good month to even feel a little bit normal. And I knew that I was going to be having to go home to toddler girls that had turned 2 4 days before I delivered him, and they're very active. And I was like, I cannot, if I could help it, I cannot be laid up in the bed for weeks on end, especially after my husband has to go back to work, trying to take care of an infant and toddlers. Like, it's just not feasible. I need to be able to go. And from the get-go, my mind was made up that I was going to push this boy out. So I made sure I found a doctor that was in my facility in the realm of my OBGYNs that was for that. So the first doctor that I had last time did my C-section. He was like, oh, if you have a VBAC, there's a chance that your uterus can rupture, and it'd probably be easier for you just to have a C-section just to be safe. And he didn't really seem like he was for it, and I understand his concerns and everything like that, but I wanted somebody in my corner that would advocate me. So if you're interested in having a VBAC, you need to find a support team that's going to be with you, tell you the risks and complications, but also tell you the things you can do to get you where you want to go. So I found another doctor. Her name was Dr. Carter, and she's a woman of color, so that made me feel better, because I felt like if I needed to say something like my pain tolerance or whatever, she believed me. Like, it's the whole thing. Like, I just felt safer with her. I liked her and everything, and she was like, yeah, you're a good candidate for a VBAC, because the only reason you had a C-section last time is because it was twins, and because baby was breached. It wasn't like you pushed and nothing happened. So yeah, let's go for it. So every appointment I was like, can I still have a VBAC? Can I still have a VBAC? And practically every appointment she was like, yes. So I want to say from 23 weeks, he was head down. He stayed head down. He was always ready to, exit. There was no him flipping around. He was always head down. So that was a good sign that I was going to be able to push him out. What else? I didn't ever have high blood pressure at all. I didn't really gain that much weight. As soon as I had him, I pretty much went back to my regular size. So I was mostly all baby. My girls kept me active, so this pregnancy I was not like just sitting around eating junk. I had to stay energized because I was chasing twins around. So I was pretty active up until the 3rd trimester, when I got like really sick again and pain, like my hips and stuff. I felt my pelvis spreading. So that made me think, okay, I'm going to be able to push him out too. So we got all the way to 37 weeks, and I was like, oh, he's gonna come, because, you know, I had the girls at 37 weeks, but that was a C-section. So once 37 weeks hit, I was pretty much over it. I was like, okay, it's time for him to get out. I need to start figuring out things to do. So we did everything we knew to do. I exercised somewhat. I made sure I was drinking lots of water. I made sure I was eating things that help induce labor, like nothing crazy. I didn't do the castor oil. We had sex the entire pregnancy. So that wasn't the issue. So my cervix did stay soft, and it was open most of my last trimester. What else did I do? I did squats. I did my spin bike. Chased the girls around. I did butterfly, sitting on, sitting crisscross applesauce, doing butterfly motions with my legs, like anything to like get him down. And this boy was just like, nope, nope, nope. So when I hit 39 weeks or 38 weeks, I had my doctor do a membrane sweep, and she checked my cervix. I was 1 centimeter dilated. Almost 1 centimeter dilated after all that stuff. And she's like, go home, have sex. So that's what I did. Went home, had sex, did all the walking, pushed my girls in the stroller up and down hills, and went back the week after. 1 centimeter dilated. He was not coming down. So went home, did all the stuff again, did pregnancy yoga, labor induced yoga. I ate spicy Chick-fil-A every day. I drank the raspberry tea. I did everything I could do to get this boy to come down the canal, and he was just like, literally in the ultrasound like this. I'm not coming down. So I was just like, oh my God, this is his daddy's son, because he is last minute. He does everything last minute, and that's how he is, and he's so chill. Like, all he does is sleep. He's asleep right now, but this is my baby. Anyway, we got all the way to 40 weeks, the girl's birthday, which was on the 23rd of October. And the night before, I was having such bad cramps that I thought I was dying. So I was like, okay, let's start timing them. They were 5 minutes apart, and it became a minute to 3 minutes apart. So I was like, this is it, let's go, let's get in the car. We packed up everything, we got in the car. The girls had went to my in-laws' house the night before, because we were like, we think this is it. We get there, they check my cervix. I'm dilated 2 centimeters. They keep me there all day to monitor my contractions, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna do an ultrasound to make sure he's moving. He was moving, he was doing everything he was supposed to do. His heart rate was up, my blood pressure was fine. So I had to do the walk of shame, and they sent me home. And I was just like, oh my God, if he doesn't come down, I'm gonna have to have a C-section. So my doctor did speak with me. She was like, if he doesn't come by Thursday or Wednesday, which was my due date, we were there on a Sunday. If he doesn't come by Wednesday, I'm going to take him. So in my mind, when she said she's going to take him, that means we're going to have a C-section. So I go home. I'm like, we're going to have sex again and again. And we're going to run. We're going to do all this stuff. Like, I made a TikTok of me trying to get this baby out, like doing exercise and riding my bike, everything. And I did not go into labor, nothing. That night, so I decided the next day to call the doctor and make sure my C-section was scheduled. And my doctor called me back, and she was like, we're not having a C-section. And I was like, what are you talking about? She said, we're gonna push this baby out. She said, when I mean take the baby, she means I mean induce labor. Okay, so this is why I thought she meant a C-section, because the other doctor told me that once you have a C-section, they do not like to induce labor, because it causes more of a higher percentage that your uterus can rupture. So I was like, you sure? She's like, yeah, you made it to 40 weeks. We're going to go ahead and start you off on a slow drip of Pitocin and see if we can get your contractions going. And I was like, okay, is that something that, you think is safe? She's like, I feel confident that we're going to be able to push this baby out. So do you want to go for it? And I was like, yeah, let's go for it. So Wednesday came. I felt like I was going into labor on my own the contractions were really bad. They were worse than the time I went before. So I was like, oh, please don't come now, because if you come now, the doctor that I want won't be on call, and it'll be that other doctor, and he'll probably just force me to get a C-section. So I was like, just stay in there. DJ. Hold on. And I was just like, DJ, not DJ, Kai, just stay in there one more night and we'll be there tomorrow morning. So they told me to come in at 7 a.m. We get there right at 7 a.m., come upstairs. They send me straight to my room, hook me up to the IVs, and get the Pitocin going. And the contractions came on like thunder. She came and checked me, and I was 3 centimeters dilated. And I was like, what the heck? Why is this boy not coming down? Like, they're showing him having super strong contractions. They're showing that, you know, it's happening, but he's just moving really slow. So I get to about maybe 5 centimeters, and I'm like, I'm ready for the epidural. Y'all, labor is no joke. Okay, C-section, they numb you, they take the baby out, and the recovery is hard. Labor through the vagina, vaginally, that junk hurts. You hear me? So they come in and give me the epidural. The guy's all nice. You know, they have you bend over the pillow. Somebody's holding your hands. DJ's holding my hands. He's trying to, you know, rub my head and everything, get me comfortable. He's a coach. DJ plays sports, so he's a coach. So he was really good at coaching me. When we had the girls, he couldn't really do anything. He was just behind the curtain. They wouldn't let him see anything. He just had to sit there. But this time he was able to coach me through it. He was able to see everything. So it kind of made a difference. He was able to hold my hand through the contractions because I was like having to squeeze it to death. He was able to feed me ice chips. So this was like a more intimate thing. I would say that this versus the C-section, I feel like a natural delivery is much more intimate with the spouse. It allows them to interact. So you're both kind of laboring together. But anyway, they give me the epidural, and I'm like, yo, I still feel something. On my left leg, it goes numb immediately, but on my right side, I still feel like sharp pains are like shooting through my body. And I'm like, okay, they said I'm gonna feel some kind of pressure, so maybe this is the pressure. So they give me a button to push every time I feel like something that's uncomfortable. And I'm just like breathing, just like breathing. I made up my own, like, you know, labor breathing, because we couldn't take any classes because they canceled all of them because of COVID. So I just would, like, every time a contraction would come, I would get quiet. I would grab DJ's hand, squeeze it, and I'm like, so it's gone, and it would show up on the screen like super big. And then it got to the point where I couldn't even like breathe through it. I was like through the contractions, like crying, like wailing through the contractions. And finally I'm like pushing the button and nothing's happening. I'm like doing that I labored for 11 hours. So I'm doing that, and they're like, you know, push the button, we're gonna add some more epidural to your IV. They add more, it kind of helps a little bit, but I'm still feeling pain. I'm like, yo, am I being dramatic, or am I still feeling contractions? And it got to the point where it got so bad that tears were coming out. They're like, she's still feeling contractions. We're gonna have to get another epidural in here. And I was thinking that my uterus was rupturing. I was like, this has to be my uterus rupturing. This pain is so intense. It feels like something's about to rip out of my back and my stomach. Like, it was starting in the back and then wrap its way around. I was like, I can't even move. I can't even think. So DJ's like, y'all gonna have to come. He's pushing the button. Y'all gonna have to come. She's in pain. It got so bad that I threw up. Like, the pain made me throw up, and I'm laying in it on the side of my face, and I didn't even care. So DJ like wipes my face or whatever. They clean me off. I don't even know how that happened. But the guy comes and he gives me a second epidural. Immediately the pain is gone. I don't feel anything. So I suffered. When he gave me the second epidural, she checked me. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all this. She checked me and my water was already broken. She was supposed to break my water. It was already broken. I don't know when my water broke. So I began to spike a fever of 103. The baby's heart rate went up. So they were like, we're going to give you an epidural right now, and you're going to have to push. If you can't push him past the rim that he needs to be pushed, we're going to have to do a C-section. So after laboring for 11 hours, I had gotten to 9 centimeters. They had given me a whole new epidural. I couldn't feel anything. My legs were dead. And they were like, you need to push now, or we're going to go next door to the OR and take him because his heart rate's going up. We don't want to go past this, and you have a fever. So they immediately put me on an IV of antibiotics, and they put my legs up and start. I had to hold both legs. That felt like 2 giant humans. DJ had to help me hold my legs up. She got me up there, and I had 1, 2, 3 push, and I'm pushing, and they were like, oh, we see his hair. And I was like, what? They told me I had to push. They were like, you got him to where he needs to be. I don't think we're going to have to go to the C-section, but I need you to push him now. So DJ's like, all right, babe, I need you to push. He's like, 1, 2, 3, push. 1, 2, 3. Like, he's counting. Like, he's really calm. He was really calm. I thought I was going to be cussing him out. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I'm pushing, and they were like, she needs some motivation. Do you want to see? And I was like, yeah. They bring out this big old full-length mirror, roll it up to me. All my kingdom come and glories all out for the whole world to see. Everybody comes in, and all of a sudden she's like, oh, we're going to need a team. The baby has, pooped in his bag. So they saw his poop that came. So this whole team came and got set up to clean all the fecal matter off his body and stuff when he came out. So I'm pushing, I'm looking in the mirror, and I see like everything opening up, and I'm like, I can't believe my body's doing this. And I see this big bush of curly hair coming through, and I was like, I can't believe I'm pushing this out. So I would push, and it would open, and then he would suck back in. And I would push, and they were like, you've got to do it, come on mama, come on mama. And I push, and she opened it, and his little head just popped out, and all of a sudden they just pull his body out, and I'm like, ah! And he's out, and it's quiet. And she hurries up and cuts the cord and takes him over there, and DJ's quiet. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, DJ, talk to the baby. And I was like, oh, they have to clean all that stuff out of his throat, so I'm not panicking. But DJ's like dead silent. I'm like, what's going on? Turns out the cord was wrapped around his neck twice. So I think that's why he wasn't coming down on his own. And they had to get him breathing. They got all the stuff out. And all of a sudden they were like, DJ's like, his chest started going up and down. And he went, ah! And all of a sudden he's like, wah, wah. And he was fine. I started crying. And they put him on my chest. Y'all, he opened his eyes and looked at me. And I promise you, I'm gonna cry. It was like nothing I felt before. Like with the girls, they took them away. I was all drugged up. They took me to another room. They brought them to me, and I was still like kind of loopy, so I couldn't like connect. But with him, they just opened up my chest. He was naked, and they just put his little slimy body on me, and I just felt like, oh my God, I have a son. And I felt like a immediate responsibility of cultivating his heart and letting the world, you know, see him in the best light was my responsibility, because I'm his mother. I'm his first true love. So I have to like make sure his heart is ready for whoever he's going to end up with, whatever woman he's going to end up with. He's going to know how to love her correctly, because he's going to know how to love himself, and he's going to, it's just a weird feeling having a son, because I know that he's going to be responsible for so much, and he's going to have so much on his shoulder. So I want to make sure that I put every like ounce of love into his heart and just everything I can to help him be able to carry that weight on his shoulders as a husband, as a brother, as a leader in the community. I want to make sure I can help install the tender part of it, because his daddy's going to be there for the bronze of it. His daddy's going to be there to show him how to be a man of integrity and all that stuff. So it's a big responsibility for him, because I could tell on his face, he's like, I have something here that I have to make sure is able to go out and lead. So I have to be the leader that he needs me to be, like he is for the girls. Like for the girls, they're his princesses. They see him as king. They see him as daddy's the best. And this is my prince. This is my prince that I'm going to present like to somebody one day. He's going to be there, the leader of their home. And I want him to be the best he can be for them. So I just left him someone. He's looking at me like, Mommy, what you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. We had this conversation. You're going to be strong and courageous and brave. And you're going to be faithful. You're going to be honorable. You're going to be loving. Yeah. You're going to love God with all your heart. Because then you'll know how to love other people. He's just looking like, what? But his name, DJ picked his name. We gave him DJ's first name as his middle name, but DJ picked his first name. His name means Kai, which means ocean. It also means healing. It also means restoration. It also means protector. It also means the keeper of keys. It also means, what is it? Willow tree. It has a lot of meanings, all the meanings I like. Warrior. So that's his name. They have all those things. All those things. But yeah, so that was my VBAC. It was very successful. Oh, and I didn't tear. I didn't need any stitches. And the healing process is so much better than the C-section. Like, I was able to get up and walk that same, well, I couldn't walk that same night because I had him at night. But the next day I was able to walk to the bathroom. I was able to take a shower. I was able to eat whatever I wanted to eat. Like, it was awesome. Like, I ate that night. DJ went and got me what I've been craving, Jimmy John's, no, Jersey Mike's, because I could not have any sub sandwiches. So he went out and got me that immediately. And we ate, we laughed, we looked at Kai. He looks just like him, mama. And we just couldn't wait. We like, can we go home tomorrow? Because we wanted the girls to meet him. But they made us stay for 48 hours, make sure, you know, all his tests came back fine and I wasn't running the fever anymore. And I've just been in love ever since. And he's so chill. He only cries when he's got a stinky diaper and he's hungry. Now let me tell you how it's been. The first week with 3 under 3, the girls, they're the ones that need the adjustment. Kai is chill. He's used to their crying and screaming because he heard it his whole life in the womb. But they are trying to figure out how to navigate sharing mommy. Cadence doesn't seem to phased by it. She's baby A. She's the oldest. She's like, another one. Corinne, my baby B, is just like, mommy, no, hold me. So what I have to do is let her help a lot, let her kind of hold the baby, let her help, you know, tell her this is your baby, this is your brother, mama needs your help. And if I do that, then she's okay. It's only when it's like something she can't help with and I have to hold him exclusively, like if I'm nursing or whatever, then she's a little bit like, he's taking my spot. But other than that, it hasn't been bad. DJ was home the first week and then he had to go back to work. But he's been getting home on time, making sure he's helping me at night because I'm pumping and breastfeeding so he can help feed the baby at night and everything like that. So it hasn't been bad. And it's so much easier with one baby, y'all, the night schedule, because I don't have to pick up another baby and do it twice. I feed him, burp him, change him, and we're done. And we put him back to sleep and we're back in bed. Like, oh my God. One baby is a game changer. And the girls are still on their schedule. Most nights DJ puts them to bed when he gets home because they stay up away from him. But tonight I went ahead and put them to bed so I can make this video. But he most of the time puts them to bed. He's home for the night routine and everything like that. So we got our routine. I'm glad I established one with them before I had another baby. So he kind of just gets in where he fits in. And he mostly sleeps during the day. We're halfway through this week. He's starting to wake up a little bit more and be more observant, which I like because it makes him stay asleep, you know, longer at night. But he's just good. Damn, a good baby. He's so handsome, y'all. I'm so in love. And I was so worried about having like postpartum depression with this baby because most of the pregnancy I was very like, I wasn't in a good place. I was very kind of like depressed because I was like, I can't do anything with my girls. They're 2 or going on 2. I can't really take them out to do stuff that I wanted to do with them. They kind of stuck with a grumpy, sick mommy. And I cried a lot during this pregnancy because I was like, am I really ready for a third one? And then I sit and hear them all like crying at the same time. And I remember like how quiet my house was before kids, and how we were like, oh, one day it's gonna be full of laughing and crying and fussing and diapers, and we're gonna be so appreciative of all of it because we wanted these babies for so long. And sometimes they'll all be, you know, screaming together, and I would sit here and laugh. If I'm not crying, I'm laughing. Sometimes I'll cry. Like, I do get overwhelmed, and that's just the human in me. But I'm more grateful than overwhelmed. My mom was like, you love those kids a little too much. I was like, what? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. She's like, you act like they're your dolls. And they really are. I call them baby dolls, but I know they're humans. But this is something that I've wanted forever. And then this one came naturally. So it was just a whole different experience. He's really such a blessing. Yeah. It's a blessing. But yeah, so I guess I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm leaving out. We had our baby shower and we pretty much had everything we needed. I'm sitting in his room right now. I guess I'll show it to you later. I still have to like put the mattress in the crib or whatever. But he's in our room now in the bassinet. But he's just great and wonderful. Look at all this hair. And he's just more than I can imagine. And I haven't had any sadness. Like, if anything, he's brought more joy into our home. He's brought more like excitement into our home. He's brought in healing into our home. And I think we're done. I don't know. DJ keeps going back and forth. I know we're not doing IVF anymore. We're done with that. But at least I think we are. But DJ's like, I don't know, I might want one more. I'm like, does my body want to go through that again? I'm not sure, but I haven't said no. So I don't know. I am 34 now. I don't want to be like 38, but it's not about, you know, what I want. I've learned that through this whole journey. I have literally no control. Unless I go on birth control, I have no control over getting pregnant. But I am going to go on birth control because I'm not trying to have a baby in the next 2 years. So birth control. I have my 4-week checkup in about a week and a half, and then we're back to regular scheduled programming. My body already feels fine, but I'm ready to get back in the gym, build my muscle definition back up. Let me show you how I look 2 weeks postpartum. So, my belly. Baby's going. I had one of the little things, but it's my belly 2 weeks out. So like I said, I was mostly belly. With this baby, I'm definitely able to breastfeed. So I think that helps my uterus to contract more. Let me get my baby. Get him little feet. It helps my uterus to contract more, or it's just genetics. So don't base how you look after anybody else, because it's just genetics. I'm just from a family of, look at little feet, smaller people. But it's been a good ride. I have been tired some days, and that was to be expected. And it's mostly with the girls, but it's been nice, right, Kai? I'm waking up. I'm waking up for the day. I don't want to show his face yet. I don't know what it is. It's so cute though. If you go on my Facebook and Instagram and he's not on TikTok yet, but if you go on my Facebook and Instagram, you'll see him. But I just want to kind of keep it to myself a little bit until I put out his little photos. But he's just smoothie. I love you. But anyway, so thanks for coming and hearing me talk. If you have any questions about a v-bac, go ahead and leave some comments. If you have any questions about how to do this with twins, leave it in the comments. If you just have any questions in general, let me know. But I want to thank everybody for your prayers and your well wishes and your comments. And I figured out how to do this thing. I'm like, how am I going to record videos with all these kids in the background? I just can't do it. But I realized I'm up at night now, feeding Kai at least till like 11 or 12, so I can film at night and then post videos, you know, during the day or whatever. So Thank you for watching. I'm sorry I never did the declutter thing with me because it was very hard trying to declutter with kids and film, and then I had gotten sick again. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. Thanks for watching Prayers and Baby Dust, and I will see you in my next video. I don't know what the next video is going to be about, so I'm not going to make any promises, but I will see you guys soon. Bye.